Welcome to Lakers Talk with Gerald, episode 145. Welcome, everybody. It has been a minute, but we are back to talk about the Lakers. The season is about to start. We just had our media day of 2022-23 season. And everybody, there was a lot of rumors over the offseason. There was a lot of trade rumors. Russell Westbrook being the number one trade rumor. We were trying to trade him the whole summer. There's a lot of big names came up. With Kyrie Irving, everybody thought that we had a big chance of getting Kyrie Irving. He requested a trade. We thought for sure we were going to get him. We thought we were going to give up Westbrook, maybe Kendrick Nunn, and then like THT or something like that to make the numbers match. Because, Russell Westbrook makes about $47,000. Excuse me. A lot more than that, guys. He makes $47 million a year. That's the contract that he has this coming season. So we had to make the contracts match. So that was the kind of thing we would have to do. Nets would have had to give up more than just Kyrie Irving because he's not making quite $47 million. So they would have had to give up him and a couple other players to make the numbers match. Now, that would have worked for the Lakers. We would have loved to get Kyrie Irving. No doubt that would have made our teams a million times better, because, let's face it, Kyrie Irving is just, his level of playing ball is just at a higher level. It is. He's a player that's just unstoppable. He is very consistent. He comes in game after game, just giving that scoring punch, just an unstoppable force, really. So when you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Kyrie Irving, that would be a hell of a team right there. That would be a hell of a force. But, of course, that didn't happen. It played on throughout the rest of the regular season. Or throughout the summer that rumor was going on. And so, after so long, that fell through. And then there was all these other rumors that we can get players from the Utah Jazz, Bojan Bogdanovic, along with a couple other players, and that would have been good. There's also rumors that we could have got players from Indiana Pacers, Buddy Hield, also their center, which would have been a good package if we could have got them. Both those guys, we needed those type of players. Buddy Hield would have provided much needing three-point shooting. That's one thing that we are severely lacking this year as far as players. If you look at the overall percentages that our guys that we have on the current roster right now, if we look at the percentages, three-point percentages that they had last year, and it doesn't bode well. It doesn't look very good. Our best three-point shooter would be Patrick Beverley, shot around 38% last year. And LeBron James would be probably next on that list, around 36%, something like that, give or take, right? So we have a lot of guys that shot anywhere from 34% on down. That's including Dennis Schroeder. That's including Anthony Davis. That's including even like Austin Reeves, who everybody rants and raves about. He only shot around 31%. So that is not good at all. We picked up a lot of players too. We picked up a lot of guys, a lot of guards, really. And that's one thing that we have to really look into as a team because that I'm worried about really is our height. We have at least 5 or 6 guards that are about 6'3" or below. Patrick Beverley being 6'1". We got Dennis Schroeder around 6'1". We got Kendrick Nunn around 6'2". We got guys like, of course, Russell Westbrook's about 6'3". We got Scottie Pippen Jr., who's on a 2-way contract. He's around 6'1". So that's 5 guys right there. And then, of course, we got 2 or 3 guys that are 6'6", and we have another 2 guys that are 6'4", 6'5". Lonnie Walker, the 4th, is around 6'4". Austin Reeves, 6'5". You got Max Christie, who's a rookie we just signed, is 6'6". You got Troy Brown Jr., who's 6'6". So you can see that's a lot of players that are 6'6" and below. And even I failed to mention Juan Toscano Anderson. He's also 6'6". So that's a lot of guys right there. That's 6'6" and below. And why am I concerned with that? Because we have 3 positions to fill that I feel like those sizes are undersized, right? And when I say 3 positions, center, Center's going to be at least 6'10" or above. That's what a center should be. That's what I feel comfortable with. A power forward. I feel a power forward needs to be at least 6'8". At least that's how I feel with that. Same thing with small forward. A small forward, about 6'7". Anything less than 6'7", you're kind of a small forward, if I should say, right? So that's 3 out of 5 positions right there we have to fill. And out of those 3 or 5 positions, who all meets my requirement of 6'7"? I feel like you need to be about at least 6'7", 6'8" to fill those small forward, power forward, and center. So how many guys on our team do we currently have that's that height or taller? I will answer that. I will just name those guys. We got Thomas Bryant, who's 6'10", who's mainly going to be playing center. He could play some power forward, but mostly going to be playing center for us. You got Anthony Davis, 6'11". You got Wynn Gabriel, 6'9". You got LeBron James, 6'9". And you got Damian Jones, 6'10". That's pretty much it, everybody. Well, I left out also Cole Swider, who is 6'9". Now, the only problem with all that, right? Out of all these guys, the main thing is last year was injuries with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. We want to try our best not to use them in high games and high minutes, if that makes sense. I want to make sure in the regular season they don't get burned out, right? We don't want LeBron James and Anthony Davis have to go 100% playoff mode every game in a regular season to win games, because that's what got them burnt out last year or got them hurt, in my opinion, right? There are some fluke things that happen that, people falling on knees and falling on ankles. We can't avoid those type of things. But, when guys are going all out every game 100%, especially LeBron James in his 20th year, this is something that we don't want. So I want guys with experience to be able to rotate in and take some of those minutes off LeBron James. And I mean, not just young guys. And that's the problem with the other guys that are 6'8", 6'9", that are taller, right? Cole Swider, right? He's 6'9", but he's a rookie coming in, doesn't have experience. I do like his talent. He looks like a nice 3-point shooter, nice form. We don't know about his defense. He is 6'9", though. So I do like the height, but only, once again, his experience, a rookie. That's, not necessarily somebody you want to rely a lot of minutes on, especially against the NBA. Every team we go up against got some really strong power forwards small forwards and power forwards. A lot of good teams, a lot of good guys that can really handle it. So then we got, of course, LeBron James. Like I mentioned, I don't want him playing all those minutes and have to put that much stress and wear on his body. Wynn Gabriel, really young guy. He played with the Lakers last year. He is still developing, in my opinion. Yeah, he's got a lot of energy. He can get up, but his defense is still questionable. He's a young guy, not experienced. So once again, that's a guy that have to take those minutes. And then you got Thomas Bryant, who I mentioned, he could play some center, things like that, or he could play some power forward, which is looking like we may have to play him more minutes at power forward if we want to get LeBron James and Anthony Davis some rest. He's 25 years old. He shot around 36% from 3-point, at times in his career. So he's a decent stretch big guy. So we definitely could use him. I'm just worried about that forward spot, everybody. Like I said, besides Anthony Davis and LeBron James, we don't have much experience at the forward spots on our roster. And that could be worrisome. That starting lineup will be nice. We'll be good with the forwards and the centers starting, because the way I look at it, our starting lineup should be. Now, the guard position, who knows? But most likely Westbrook is going to start. He is getting paid $47 million. Even though they did say in the press conferences when they talked to Westbrook and they talked to Coach Ham and they talked to a few other people, they were indicating that it's not a guaranteed starting spot for Westbrook, that he's going to have to earn his minutes or earn his starting spot, which, that's already saying some stuff. That's saying a whole lot right there. But going back to the starting five, of course, it's going to be LeBron James, small forward. Anthony Davis going to be power forward. So at center, I see them playing Thomas Bryant. Now, at guard, this is where it gets tricky, because we have Patrick Beverly, very good defensive small guard. Now I say small, and I highlight small because he's 6'1", but very good defensively. And then of course we got Kendrick Nunn, who didn't get to play last year. He's listed at 6'2". He's a 15-point per game career scorer. So the guy can score. He can put the ball on the floor. And then of course we have Dennis Schroeder, another small guard that can play, that can ball. And then there's Russell Westbrook. Now all these guys in my eyes are all point guards, at least at their height. I don't feel that we should be starting two guys that are 6'3" and below at guard because, most guards in the NBA, you got one or two guys. Yeah, I don't feel like we should have two guys starting that are 6'1", 6'3", or below. Because, most of the teams, they're going to have guys, they might have one guy starting at 6'1", 6'2", like a Dame Lillard or something like that. But usually their two guard is going to be somewhere around 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". So, if we got two guys 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", or below starting, then there's going to be a lot of matchup problems. It's going to be hard when they're switches and picking and, doing matchup problems on guys, when they're running a Luka Doncic and he's just going to back up our small guards and score every time. They're going to run those type of plays. They're going to do switches constantly where there's going to be mismatches. So that's where I worry about all our guards, We're very, very guard heavy. And it's one thing to be guard heavy where these guys mixing through around 6'5", 6'6", but the problem is we're very guard heavy, like small guards, and we don't have a lot of two guards that are not. We're very guard centric lineup. And the problem, another thing I worry about is that use too many guys that are undersized at small forward and power forward and two guard. So to complete out that starting lineup, Russell Westbrook, the other player most likely is going to be between, the way I see it, is either Kendrick Nunn, Patrick Beverly, or, of course, Dennis Schroeder. He's the other person. But then a sleeper could be Lonnie Walker the fourth. He's a springy guard, 6'4", got bounce, can play some defense. I like that a little better because 6'4", a little more height. That'd be a little bit better on switches. Maybe that's when we bring one of our other small guards like Russell Westbrook it's crazy because it's going to be a dogfight between Dennis Schroeder, Patrick Beverly, Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn. Those four, to me, they're all point guards. I don't want us playing two small guards. So that's why I worry about those two being in the lineup at the same time. Now, pluses I see in our lineup, I like. We got Juan Toscano Anderson. He's about 6'6". He's a scrapper, but, he didn't play big minutes last year. He only played around 13, 14 minutes a game. So he's not a big scoring type person. Austin Reeves, 6'5". He was a rookie last year, played really well. He's a scrappy type player. He started off the year shooting really well from three-point land, and so it looked like, man, he's a sharp shooter. He can play. He's kind of has good IQ. He plays kind of basketball the right way. The only problem is he's young and, he gets taken advantage of sometimes on defense. We saw that a couple times last year where they targeted him for certain plays to score and it worked easily. Right. So, he's still learning. Hopefully he said he bulked up a little bit more. So now, he could take a little more contact, especially when he's driving and then on the defensive end. But, still a little bit, he doesn't have much experience. So that's the big thing with that. Then we got Max Christie, who we drafted. And in the second round, this guy is 6'6". He didn't show. He has good shooting ability and nice form when I looked at his when I looked him up in college. But during the summer league, he didn't really show off a whole lot. He didn't impress me. He looked very new and blue under the gills or whatever you may say, whatever that saying is. He looked like he is just, he's just like, man, oh my goodness, is like this. He's on a big stage and he just like the moment was too big for him. So hopefully he's over that stage fright and the regular season will prove different. Other guys, we got Troy Brown Jr. They list him at right around 6'11", They list him right around 6'6". So he's another guy that's going to be probably switching between small forward also. Once again, everybody, those are some things I worried about. So during a press conference, Russell Westbrook, during a media day, they interviewed Russell Westbrook. And his body language was, a little off. It wasn't excited. Of course, his body language should be off because last year and this whole summer, his name is rumored to be traded. He comes in and they ask the coaches, hey, is he going to start? They say, oh, no, it's an open battle. It's got to fight for it. They're not saying the same things for LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So they're not saying that about other guys that are superstar quality, that their spots are guaranteed. So I'm sure that says a lot for Russell Westbrook that, hey, they've been trying to trade me all summer. They've been talking about it on the news every day. They've been talking about it on social media every day. Also, the coaches saying I don't have a guaranteed starting spot. And when they were interviewing Coach Ham and also Pelinka, the general manager, they asked general manager, hey, Rob Pelinka, hey, is Russell Westbrook, is he guaranteed to be on this team or plan on, is it possibility of trading him or, what's the status for this season? And Rob Pelinka, just went on to say some things about how him and Coach Ham spent many hours trying to figure out the best combination of people for the team. He talked about how they're going to try to do the best thing to make a great team for LeBron James, and how LeBron James has, he committed to the Lakers in signing that extension. And so they're going to do what's best for the Lakers. And so he said a lot of things, but he never said anything about Russell Westbrook guaranteed to stay on this team. He didn't mention anything about him starting. And just so you can tell that he's kind of dancing around. He's basically saying, hey, we're going to do whatever we got to do. We'll give up picks. We'll do whatever we got to do to make sure LeBron James is surrounded with a good team. So that says a lot right there. That says that, hey, the rumors are probably true. That says that, hey, he also said that they asked Rob Pelinka directly, and he says, well, Ham believes in, that he can do things with Russell Westbrook, and Westbrook will be better than last year. He said those two things. He said he believes Ham will make Russell Westbrook better than last year, and he believes that Ham believes in him. Now, he didn't say he believes in him because I think he wanted to make sure that was a separate. He drew that line in the sand, like, hey, I don't necessarily believe in him. Coach Ham, new coach, thinks he can do more things with him. That to me says that, hey, they're going to watch and see how this works out, how this plays out. I think Coach Ham probably said, Pelinka, okay, I know, we can't get good deals for him. We don't want to just get crap for him because that's what every team was trying to give us. They're trying to give us, or at least take all our draft picks for the next so many years. We've already given out a lot of our draft picks with trades in the past, like for Anthony Davis and other trades that we've done. So we don't have many draft picks going forward. So, I think Coach Ham, told Pelinka, like, hey, let me work with him. Let me figure out a way to make this work and give us a little bit of time. And let's see if we can make it work before you try to pull some trade that's not going to make sense for us. So I think that's what they're going to do. We're going to start the season. I hope that it's not going to be an issue with the chemistry in the beginning because, there's guys during the media session that are asking Westbrook, like, hey, how do you feel? Do you feel the Lakers, it seems like they don't want you? Do you feel like they don't want you? And how does that affect you going forward? Well, he said, hey, it doesn't really matter if they want me or not. He's like, I'm here to do my job. I'm going to do the best job I could do. And, I'm going to keep doing what I do. That's basically how he answered, And so, damn, that's got to be something else to sit up there and you're hearing it on the news every day. You're hearing it all summer. You come to media day and that's all the kind of questions they're asking you. The coach and the GM is, dancing around and they say you don't have a starting spot. You got to work for your starting spot. I mean, I don't know how, the body language is supposed to be good. I don't know how the chemistry is supposed to be good when we start the season, even though I do like the fact that we got younger. We got better than last year. So that's what we should also keep in mind, even though our team on paper doesn't look as great, especially with a deep Western Conference. But we are better. We are younger. We were one of the oldest teams, if not the oldest team last year. Now we really got a lot of young legs, and we got a lot of young guys that has no excuse not to be scrappy, not to be like playing hard, not to be, putting it all out there on the floor. So that's one thing I look forward to, even though our 3-point shooting, once again, is down. I'm not looking for any miracles. I'm not looking for guys to just somehow go from being a 31% 3-point shooter to all of a sudden be a reliable knockdown 39% 3-point shooter. Most likely that's not going to happen. I'm more realistic than anything. So I hope we just come up with a good game plan on how to play, how to get guys wide open, and maybe take advantage of mismatches and mid-range shots when we have them. Because there's some guys that are really good at mid-range. So maybe we can just be over, make sure we mix some of those in there. And also, if we could play good perimeter defense on other teams, because that's going to be the key in a league now that's very centric, 3-point shooting centric. Like, we really have to stop these other teams. They're going to be bombing away. And teams like Golden State Warriors, where they got 3 guys that shoot 40% or above from 3-point land, it's going to be hard when they're bombing away 12, 20 3-pointers a game compared to our 20. If we were shooting 20 3-pointers a game, they're just going to get more points out of us because on an average, because they just shoot better, and that's just how it works. So everybody, I think that's going to do it for today. That's Lakers Talk with Gerald, episode 145. Definitely check us out for the next episode. I'm going to be posting at least once a week during the preseason coming up. I will talk about the upcoming preseason schedule. I will talk about the upcoming regular season schedule. I will talk about what I see the starting lineup being, what I see the guys coming off the bench, who do I think is going to get heavy minutes, what do I think LeBron's 20th season is going to look like, what do I think it's going to look like with Anthony Davis. Do we think he's going to be able to play a good season? Do we think he's going to be able to play up to he did that first season with the Lakers when we won that championship, when he was just like outstanding, and he hasn't quite looked like that since. So I'm hoping he can get back to his form. What Russell Westbrook's going to look like? Is he going to be better than last year? Is he going to be able to be efficient and not be as turnover prone and be able to be a lot more efficient making layups? Because those are two things. And of course, be more efficient with at least a mid-range shot or something. So those are the things that we can talk about next. And everybody just lock on in. I am officially out.